This is officially my very first live video on YouTube. Hey, check it out, the little Texas trucker.
It'll tell you up there.
It'll tell you up there? Where at?
It tells you the people. It'll
I
tell
see.
you, and then it'll tell you how many.
Now, how do we share this? Can we share this to Facebook? I haven't ever
Yes,
done.
I can.
You can?
Let me see.
Hey, I can share.
You can?
Yeah, I can share to Facebook.
there
Check
you
it out. There we go. What happened? Posted. Alright, I'm back. Okay, we're live on YouTube. This is my very first YouTube live video. I do them all on Facebook, and I'm not accustomed to doing them here on YouTube. But we do have some news, right? And so we're going to do the YouTube live video. Thank you guys for coming in. I don't know who all is here. Like I said, I'm not used to the whole YouTube thing. But we have, and I have shared this to my Facebook page.
Well, you already got 13.
Yeah, I got 13 in here. Hey, Fleetwood, how's it going? Good to hear an update, right? Man, I haven't done YouTube, man, in a long time, for real. And there's been a lot going on. Most everybody, hey, no clutch. I saw you there. I'm gonna answer that here in just a second. I have such a large audience on Facebook, and people are watching my stuff on Facebook so much that's where I've put most of my attention at. Okay, not that I've ignored YouTube, but there's been a lot going on, and man, there's so much to update on here on YouTube. I'm just gonna have to do a whole different video updating everything here on YouTube, and kind of bringing you up to date here. But right now, what I want to say is that things are changing for me, and what I'm planning to do over at Elite. Okay, and I didn't want to say anything earlier on YouTube. On Facebook. Man, I'm getting my platforms confused. I didn't want to say anything on Facebook because nothing had been finalized yet. To make a long story short, somebody asked me how the Volvo is doing. The Volvo is doing absolutely fantastic. I had a couple breakdowns with radiator problems and coolant tank problems, and that set me back a lot, really bad. It wiped me out financially, put me in a position where I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to recover from it. I had 2 consecutive weeks where the truck went down. I had very little work time in the middle of that, and so I've had 3 consecutive paychecks that were horrible, absolutely horrible. And and it's really hit me pretty hard, man. I mean, really hard. But the truck is running great. We are dealing with the E-log mandate coming out, and I know that I'm not going to be able to run my truck the way that I have been running over the past year or so, past few years actually. I say the year, last year or so, man, but it's really been like 3 years or so I've been running my truck, and I can't run like that anymore. I mean, those times are coming to an end. So what I've had to do is I've had to go back and I've had to rethink what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and I made an experiment. I decided to start an experiment earlier this month, and the experiment was to run regional, local runs, flatbed, and to try to make my money on a regional run by minimizing my expenses, minimizing the amount of miles that I run, and maximizing the amount of income I could make. And we had 1 good week out of 4. 1 good week. And then we had, in the middle of that 1 week came kind of in the middle of 2 horribly bad weeks. The first week, the coolant sensor went out on my truck. The coolant sensor is permanently attached to the coolant tank, and the coolant tank was $1,000. It took me a week to get a new tank in, and then all of 10 minutes to fix it. Okay. And then I had a good week worth of work, and then I broke down in the middle of that week. And that time the radiator, the nozzle on the top of the radiator, the main radiator hose going to the engine block, it snapped completely off. And so it shut me down in Waco. I put my truck into Volvo Maca Waco, and that cost me $3,833. Okay, and so it really set me back. It really hurt quite a bit. Now these comments, let's see, show live chat messages here.
I'll see if I can.
They're coming up, man, but then they disappear again. So it's not like Facebook, right? Where I can
get it.
where I can, yeah, Facebook is broken. It won't let you share to Facebook. I shared it to Facebook, Woody. You can click on it and come here anyway. But anyway, long story short, it was a really bad situation. And then I got out here this week, and this week was absolute horrible. It just, nothing went right. Loads were screwed up. Scheduling was screwed up, man. And this week has been a bust. The entire week. This is Thursday night. And on Thursday night, I've done 1,500. Turn that down, boy. Thursday night, I've done $1,500 worth of work. $1,500 for this entire week. That's gross, right? Horrible week, horrible. And so I was in a real bad funk, man. And today I was sitting down thinking and about what I can do. You know what I'm saying? What possibilities are out there. And a friend of mine called me, or asked me to call him. So I called him, and we talked for quite a while. He works at Elite, and we were talking about what he was doing. And after hearing it from him and hearing him explain everything. All right, my boy's got all the comments up here, so I can go through these comments here, and I'll be able to scroll through here in a minute and address all of them. Just give me a couple minutes. And so I was sitting there thinking, I got to do something. I got to change something. Okay, and my company has begun a couple of new contracts, and they're major contracts, really, really major contracts, hauling frac sand. They're not hauling frac sand to job sites. They're hauling them from facility to facilities. So, it's all highway miles. There's no downtime, no wait time to get loaded. It's no blower needed. We use bottom hoppers to deliver the sand. Some pneumatics. It's all gravity fed. And so I called down there today to talk to Colton, and the thing is that Elite is trying to recruit new owner-operators, not necessarily new, but new to Elite, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to recruit other owner-operators to come in and run the frac sand, right? Because they only have like 10 hoppers, and so they're trying to get drivers who have the hoppers. They need over 50 trucks to run this, to come in and sign on. And they don't want to pull from the flatbed freight, and they don't want to pull from the flatbed freight to haul frac sand, right? They want to, because then they lose their flatbed freight. We have a lot of direct customers for flatbed, and so we have to have trucks to be able to handle those direct customers. And if you pull all the flatbed drivers from flatbed and pull them over to frac sand, then you lose your ability to manage the flatbed freight that you have. So they don't want to pull from the flatbed side to run the frac sand right now, right? This frac sand's a short-term contract. I think 6 months or so is what they've got work for right now, like 6 months worth of solid work. And so I called up there to find out if I could get switched over to the frac sand, right, in order to make up some of the loss that I've had over the last few weeks. And the advantage that I have over a lot of the other drivers is that I own both my truck and my trailer, all right? And so I can leave my trailer for another driver to haul, and then I'll make 10% of whatever he runs on my trailer. My trailer makes 10%. So I'll be able to make 10% of whatever it is that he hauls. My trailer will still bring in an income. And then I'll haul Elite's bottom hopper, and I'll make 75% of that load. Those loads are paying $1,100 a day, right, is what we'll be making off of those loads, $1,100 a day. The way the loads are laid out, I can run about a load and a half a day. So I'll be making about $1,600, $1,700 a day. So in 2 days' time, I'd be able to run 3 loads, and that's what I'm trying to do. I want to run this contract out, and once this contract is run out, then I'll switch from hopper back over to my flatbed. I'll pick my flatbed back up, and we'll switch back over to the flatbed. But I need to make a change right now because I'm not generating the income doing what I'm doing now. Let me explain something, because somebody made a comment here earlier, and I saw the comment. I'll address each of these comments here in a few minutes. But somebody said that you need to pick a company and stay with it, and stay with one particular thing, right? In commenting the fact that I change things up quite a bit, and I both agree and disagree with you. All right, the freight industry is constantly in change; it's constantly in motion, and if you don't are not capable of changing with it, then you just have to suffer whatever consequences of that particular freight style. Now I've run dry van, I've run dry van, and I've run flatbed, right? Flatbed, step deck, oversized. I've done all that, okay? And I could stay on flatbed. And there's no reason for me not to stay on flatbed. I mean, other than the fact that I'm not generating the revenue I need to make. And and I'm going to explain this for a minute, because there's quite a few people here that are not following me on Facebook. Those of you guys that are following me on Facebook, you know the whole story already. So this is kind of old news for some of you guys. Those of you guys that are only following me on YouTube, and we're on YouTube right now, you don't know the whole story right now, and so you're kind of only getting part of it right now. But the thing is like I said earlier, e-logs are coming out, all right? And in my career of driving a truck as an owner-operator, I have very rarely run completely legal. I'm pretty open with that, right? And I'm trying to run legal, okay? I'm trying to change things so that I no longer have to or choose to run illegal logs, all right? And so in that process, Elite is designed a lot different than a lot of other companies are designed, okay? Elite is designed differently. Elite allows the owner-operator to dictate 100% how he runs his truck, okay? If I wish to run local, I can run local. If I want to run regional, I can run regional. If I want to run all 48 states, I can run all 48 states. If I want to run just Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, New Mexico, Colorado, and Oklahoma, then I can do that. If I want to run from Texas to Kansas and back, I can do that. If I want to pull step deck, I can pull step deck. If I want to pull flatbed, I can pull flatbed. My company doesn't care, okay? All you have to do is work with them and let them know, communicate with them how you want to run. They'll run you however the fuck you want to run. And I was running over the road, and now I've changed trucks. Okay, there's a lot of differences between the truck that I have right now and the truck that I had last year. All right, I don't own Blue anymore. I sold Blue, and Blue is being operated by another guy right now. Okay, I own a 880 Volvo with a 625 horsepower engine, and so my truck is not fuel efficient. Okay. I've got 393 rears, and that truck consumes fuel like it's nobody's business. All right, you think a C15 Cat eats a lot of fuel? Well, a D16 Volvo is right up there with it. Okay, and I'm in the process of working on the truck to get it to be more fuel efficient. Okay, but until I work on the truck and get it to be more fuel efficient, I want to stay in the areas where I pay less for fuel, and where the terrain is more friendly to my truck. So I'm staying in Texas right now. Okay, it was a decision that I made last month. There were several reasons for wanting to make that decision to stay in Texas. One of those was because as long as you stay inside the borders of Texas, and as long as you run just inside of Texas, we're getting $3 to $4 per mile or more. Um, if we leave Texas and we take a load, you take a load leaving Texas going somewhere else, like say I want to get a load from Texas that goes to Tennessee, you're lucky to get $2 a mile doing it. So my rate per mile is much higher staying inside of Texas. I run shorter runs, so the amount of miles per week that I put on my truck are a lot less. Let's see, Jay says, what was your miles per gallon with Blue compared to now? With Blue, I was getting 6.5 miles per gallon on average, with highs up to 7.5, and lows down right about 5.9. With this truck right here, I'm getting 4.9 miles per gallon, with lows right about 4.0 and a high of about 6 maximum. All right, that's what I'm getting right now. So so I've changed what I'm doing in order to run less miles, in order to increase my rate per mile, and in order to minimize the expense on fuel. Okay, and for the most part, it's worked. The problem with it is that the scheduling and the average miles per load. Okay, the scheduling and the average miles per load is really screwing with my ability to make a whole lot of money here. So what we're doing now, because we have this contract, all right, because we have this contract going right here, that has, two different frac sand contracts that are running 80 to 100 loads each. I'm changing over to running frac sand. All right, we're going to be running it in a hopper bottom. I pick up the hopper bottom tomorrow, and I leave out Saturday to head down to Conroe. All right, we're going to pick up Conroe, take it to Cotulla, turn around and come back, pick up the next load, take it to Cotulla, and so on. They have an option for a reload. People being kind and supportive, you're out of your comfort zone. Hey, sorry to hear that, brother. But you see, Steph says, may I ask you why you sold Blue? I sold Blue because I was tired of putting money into it. That's the bottom line. I put,
Yeah, it's getting bad. Keeps on getting weak and
right. So this, yep, it says we have a bad connection here. Let's see here. Maybe if I take it off of my Wi-Fi. There we go. Let's try it now. Sorry about that. We had we had a bad internet connection, so we had to fix it. So hopefully this is better. So Robert says, how fast do you run? That depends. Typically I run about 66, 67 miles an hour, somewhere right in that area. Let me go back and let's look at some of these comments. We will address some of the comments. I won't address all of them. Let's see. Trucker Who says pneumatic. I'm not going to be driving a pneumatic trailer. What I'll be pulling is a hopper bottom. But we are going to be hauling frac sand. Let's see. Rick Moffitt, what's up? How's it going? Big Billy, how's it going? Woody says YouTube is working. Right on. Let's close this. I've got a low power signal, so let me plug in real quick. Let's see. No Clutch says trucking's not been good to you. No, we just had a bad week, brother. Trucking's been really good to me. I mean, I bought my own trailer. I bought a new truck. The Volvo has been a pretty solid truck, except for the 2 breakdowns. Other than that, it's been good. And then no clutch is the one that says that he thinks I need to pick a company and a type of freight and stick to it and always changing something. I don't necessarily agree. I think that diversity is the key to success anywhere, both in the trucking industry and anywhere else. Let's see. What's up? You got to find what works for you and adapt to the industry. Robert, the Volvo is a 13-speed. Exactly, John. You got to find what works for you and adapt to the industry. You're constantly having to adapt to the industry. I might be able to pull. It's about what makes money. You know what I'm saying? It's about what makes the most money at the time. And right now, the frac sand is making the most money. The thing with frac sand is the oil field is not consistent. So the oil field is good for now, but it may not be good next week. Okay, or may not be good next month or 6 months from now. So you make your money while you're here. The oil field is where the money's at right now. Frac sand is where I'm going to be able to make the money. It's where I'm going to be able to make up the losses. Let's see. PF Forrester says, just got here. Did I miss the good news? No, you did. I don't think you missed the good news. The good news is that I've gotten an opportunity where I can make $1,100 plus per day out here trucking. I just have to change my trailer type. On top of that, on top of the fact that I can make $1,100 per day, hauling sand, is that my flatbed is still going to be working. It's going to be on another truck. It's still going to be working, and I'll be generating 10% of that truck's income. Let's see. Robert said, how fast do I run? Typically, I run 65, 66 miles an hour. Depending on how a big of a hurry I'm in to get the load there, or how behind schedule I am, I may run faster than that. No Clutch says nothing is consistent in trucking. That's absolutely correct, and that's why I'm making the change. Make the change so that you can make more money. And no, there's no burn spot on my hat, but and I don't know what you're talking about there. Let's see, PJ Forrester, that's awesome. Proud for you and the family. Thank you, sir. I guess that is. Let's see. Dominic Colazzi asked if I bitch slapped anyone yesterday. No, but I damn sure thought about it. And that motherfucker there should have been bitch slapped twice. I guess that is everybody's questions. So the big news is that I'm changing from flatbed to frac sand temporarily. We'll be emptying out the trailer tomorrow, taking it back down to Elite, and dropping it off and letting Elite sign it on to somebody else, or not sign it on to somebody else, but letting Elite assign it to somebody else so they can haul freight with it. I get paid 10% because it's my trailer, so I get paid 10% of whatever that truck generates. And then I will be picking up a bottom hopper, and I will be running a bottom hopper for the next couple weeks. Dominic says, is that local? No, it's not local. It's not long haul either. I'll be going down to Conroe, which is about 3.5 hours from here. And I'll be picking up from Conroe and taking it to Cotulla, which is about a 250 mile drive. And Merrick, I don't know what it is that you're asking, but it doesn't seem to be anything I'm really interested in answering. Rick Moffitt says, good thing you don't have to go into the field and tear your truck up. Yes, this is a facility to facility. We're not going into the field, so I'm not worried about that. Let's see here. Robert says the only consistency in trucking is all the bullshit regulations. Right on. Let's see. I guess there's nothing else here that I need to address. So we're going to go ahead and cut this off. And Dr. Jericho says, have you thought about getting a new truck? I just got a new truck. I got a Volvo. And that's about as new as I plan on getting. Alright, so we'll catch you guys later on. Y'all take care, and peace out.